And welcome to another edition of Lab Rats. My name is Andy Walker.
I'm Sean Carruthers.
And this is the show where we demystify technology. And this week we're going to be demystifying technology that you probably use every day, especially if you have one of these mobile smartphones.
Deli trays?
Deli trays, exactly. No, it's mobile keyboards, right? A big feature and a big deciding factor on how some people buy their smartphones.
This is not particularly mobile.
It is not. No, it's not particularly handy to bolt onto your mobile phone. But we're going to show you how the technology works and how to make the choices that you will, and then potentially what's coming next beyond keyboards. We'll mention that as well. So as you can see, we have this is a food demo. So that means that we have a keyboard on the platter here. You can get rid of the glare, and we have so that's that, and then we also have some deliciously chocolatey spread here, the Nutella.
And something to spread it with.
So we're going to show you how mobile keyboards work.
And I notice we also have protective gear here.
As always.
All right, well, I'll get prepared.
You want to get started? And I'll throw the break here, and then we'll be ready to go when we come back. So there you go, mobile keyboards demystified this week on Lab Rats. Welcome back to Lab Rats. Well, before we get started with the chocolate mayhem, quick message from our sponsors. So VeriSign is our sponsor this week, and it's, of course, is a company that runs and safeguards .com and .net out on the internet. So they're kind of one of the most important companies to allow us to use the internet. Because if they didn't do that, there would be no .coms and .net, and there would we be? It would be .cc, .co, .tv. .tv is important, I guess.
Yeah, .tv. Well, they do some .tv.
They do
stuff,
.tv. Actually, yeah, the VeriSign actually does .tv.
Yeah, so they would still be doing some important stuff even without that.
That's true. But anyway, so these guys are the guys that safeguard the .com safe and .net safe for you guys, and they make sure it all happens. So we love them.
Any protective gear?
They actually, yeah, they do a lot of security. So anyway, but we want to find out more about VeriSign and what they do for you and making your internet better. Check out verisigninc.com/connect. verisigninc.com/connect. All right, time for chocolate mayhem.
Alrighty. Well, I have no clue where this is going. So all I see is plates with letters on them. So
well, so let's just start, at the beginning. So a smartphone, right? If you're going to interact with a smartphone, once upon a time it looked like a telephone keyboard. Of course, in recent years, with the emergence of the BlackBerry and that sort of thing, we have these micro, tiny keyboards. But a keyboard really is a fundamental necessity on a phone. And
I know it's always a danger bringing out a phone when there's going to be food flung around, but I will make this. I'll take this risk for you.
Right. So especially in the area of a smartphone, which really is it's a small computer, you need a keyboard.
So it's got a little keyboard on this right here. Actually, bring it up over here.
There you go.
So.
No, I'm back.
You're back? Oh,
back.
Oh, where are we going? Where are we going?
There you go.
There we go.
So in the world of smartphones, there is the iPhone, of course, and the Android-based ones. Both of them have on-screen touch-capable keyboards. And of course, I have mine right here, this is the Nexus S that I've got going on. Just fire up the appropriate keyboard so you can see its version of it.
Yeah, very similar in a lot of ways, but
just an on-screen keyboard that pops up, right? And you touch it. It's touch-based.
Yeah, a little bit different in some ways,
right? But a little bit different. Anyway, so that's there's no disputing that the on-screen keyboards are the future. So I want to talk a little bit about how they work, in an iPhone versus Android world. So when the iPhone came out, part of the reason why it did so well is it had a very highly intuitive on-screen keyboard that's touch-based. And so essentially what happens is, let's get this platter here. So when you start to touch the keyboard, I want you to, can you prime up some chocolate there for me? On the end of your finger? No.
I was getting ahead of myself.
On the end of your finger. All right, so type Lab Rats for me, which is L, right? A, B.
I know how to spell this, I think.
R, back to A, right, and then T is here. And then S is down there.
I'm out.
All right, cool. All right, so easy. So the way that this works is it senses when you touch the area that is designated as the letter, and it registers as the letter. But the innovation behind the iPhone is that it actually it actually uses it in concert with kind of predictive typing. So when you type lab rats here, what happens? I want you to type it again, Sean.
Can I notice that or note that your keyboard kind of sucks because it has no space bar?
I know it doesn't. That's right. It's okay. L A B R.
R.
Yeah.
You have to do that.
Yeah. And then so now it's if you type lab rats enough,
yeah,
right? It's going to say, well, wait a second. Likelihood is that the next key is going to be T.
Yeah.
So it will actually electronically, you won't see this, but it'll expand the landing area of the T.
So it's the target zone rather than the actual on-screen portion.
That's correct. So you can and in fact you could actually touch it here, right? But it knows you really mean T.
Yeah. And so on the other keyboard, I'd actually be hitting G, but
yeah,
it's seeing T because it's increased the target zone.
That's right.
Okay.
And S.
And then S.
And it would know S too, and it would expand that. So that's the idea behind the iPhone. That's why it was actually becomes very, very highly intuitive, right? Now that's the first generation. Of course, Android kind of has to outdo itself and find a new way of kind of competing with the iPhone. Now, Android itself innately hasn't done anything different to its keyboard. However, there are a couple of third-party apps that allow you to swap out your keyboard with a third-party keyboard.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting, for me anyways, it doesn't look like in terms of dynamic targeting that Android has it in that department anyways. I always find the Android stock keyboard anyways very difficult to use.
It is. It's very difficult to use, but luckily because it's an open source technology, they have allowed you to put in a third-party keyboard. So let's get these guys out of the way, and I want to show you how this works. Now, so there are two technologies. They're kind of what's called swipe or slide technologies. And the way that swipe or slide technologies works is they use gestures. So in order to demonstrate that, we have another keyboard here. But this time, Sean, I want you to smear chocolate across the whole thing.
This is what you were waiting for, isn't it?
Yes, it was.
All right, so
let's do a little bit of smear action going on.
Okay.
Let's pick that up so that people can see the fun action.
And this is why when you're using third-party keyboards on Android, often you can't actually see the letters.
Because the Nutella's in the way?
Because the Nutella's in the way.
Right, exactly.
In fact, I think your phone has often looked like it's got Nutella on the keyboard.
It usually does have Nutella on the keyboard, but not on purpose. Not by design.
All right, so I'm not 100% sure why we're doing this now, why we're obscuring the keyboard altogether.
Well, what I want to demonstrate is that how we're going to type it is by using a finger gesture as opposed to, well, you're doing a very nice job of that. You would have done well in like baking school.
Or spackling.
Or spackling, exactly. So in this particular case, we know that the L is actually right here. We'll move that out of the way, right? So the way that, it's really good. The way that a slider keyboard works is that you actually drag your finger on a path from your letters. So we start with L. I'm going to drag it across to A over here.
Okay.
And then we're going to go to T, which I think is down here.
We're already spelling it wrong.
Okay, well, no.
Lab
rats. Like that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. As you can see, it's a pathway, right? That's a pathway. And so
it kind of matters if people are trying to find us. If they spelled lats, then
that wouldn't be true.
Yeah.
But the point being here is that the computer, or the computer in the phone, is not actually looking at you landing on each letter. It's looking at the pattern that you're dragging across the keyboard, and it says, that spells lab rats. And what it's doing as well is it's also doing predictive type of, like as you're doing that, it's going, okay, it's narrowing down the options, and will actually give you a list of things that it might be, even if you're being slightly off and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so you don't have to be precise again. Just like with the dynamic targeting on the iPhone keyboard, it allows you to be a little bit sloppy with this.
Exactly. And, you know, again, the nice thing about that is, you know, if you're going really quickly, right, so you're going like that, you can actually, it's much faster than going L, A, you know, B, R, A, T, S,
yeah.
Right? Like you can actually write a lot faster.
Yeah, it does a couple things as well. Obviously, it does that, but it also, the biggest problem that people have had moving to these small devices is the small keyboard. So obviously, we don't have the ability to type with all of our fingers anymore. So now we're down to hunt and peck again with the 1 or 2 thumbs or 1 finger. And so that actually speeds that whole process up and makes it a lot easier to do. You can hold it in your hand and just zip back and forth instead of having to cradle it back and forth as you're typing.
Exactly, yeah. So if you're interested in that, if you have an Android phone and you want to get that app, there's a product that I like called Slide It, which is, I think it's free for 15 days on the free version. And there's a pro version, which is like fully featured, and it's, I think it's $2.99 in the market, the Android market.
Yeah, they're not too expensive.
Not too expensive at all. Easy to use. And then if you want, there's also a third, there's another product called Swipe, which is kind of the leader. It's free, but you have to have a rooted phone and you have to sideload it. You don't get it out of the marketplace as far as I'm concerned.
So if you're not into rooting your phone, then this is not the one for you.
It's not the one for you, exactly. So let me just show you how it really works in the real world, instead of, outside of Nutella.
Now that you've got Nutella fingers.
Exactly.
This is why your phone's always covered with crud.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just leave this over here.
Exactly. So you can see. There we go. No, don't. So if I type lab rats now, I'm going to do this. See if I can find it here. That's L A B. L A B. Lab.
Yeah.
I use a space bar there. R A T. What's the S gone? I can see the S. Well, the S is over here. Lab rafters.
Yeah.
Right, as you can see.
It doesn't make it any easier to type this backwards, obviously.
No, exactly. But as you can see, it's being very predictive here.
Yeah, that's
right?
actually a lot better than we'd normally do trying to type backwards while looking at another camera.
That's right, exactly.
Or another screen.
But what's nice about it is it's guessed rafters, right? So I can actually hit the back and go, no, not rafters. I want to go rat. So R-A-T-S.
Textured. I think probably what's happening is it's grabbing the text in the middle there, like the suggestion text while you're typing it.
Or the Nutella.
There you go.
There you go.
Your rats.
Yeah, is your finger clean?
Maybe not.
All right.
But there you go. So that's sort of how that works. And as I said, when you actually have it in front of your face and you're kind of watching where you're dragging your finger, it's actually very effective. You can actually type pretty fast with it.
Yeah, and I guess this is an important thing for phones like this at that size, because I guess what we're all really waiting for is for the ability to just like grab your phone and speak into it and just say everything that you want to do, which isn't. It's coming, and there's some applications that obviously do this already, but it's not universal.
Yeah, I mean, already built into it's like if it's Google Voice here, right? So you can see that it says speak now, but it's pretty inaccurate. So, hello. It's not working. Did you mean speak now? If you oh look.
Yeah, it's got some of the gist that you were muttering into it. So
that's right.
Yeah, obviously we've taken a look at this before, and I know Andrew has done a full-on tutorial on how this works and the commands you can use with this.
Yeah.
It's still early days, and it's still halfway inaccurate. Massachusetts. Well, it got tutorial.
There you go. See.
Yeah, I guess you probably want to speak clearly and into the microphone.
Well, so
and of course it helps if the phone already knows those specific commands, like actual phone commands, as opposed to just rambling in general.
Now, well, and to that point, the next generation iPhone, they call it the iPhone 5. Who knows what it's going to be called when it commercially is available? Isn't there some sort of rumor that there's going to be great voice rec on that?
There has been talk, and we will find out more about this when they launch that. So
right. So the next was sometime in October 2011.
In October 2011.
There you go. All right. Well, it might be out by the time you see
Very
this,
soon.
and you would know more than I, and know more than us, because we are here in the past, and you're there in the future. Crazy, huh? All right. There you go.
Do they actually have Nutella in the future?
Yes, they do. They do. It's
how would you know?
Because I Googled it? No, that wouldn't work. I don't know.
Maybe information came back in time on a neutrino.
And on that note, let's take a break. When we come back, we have Picture of the Week and also Clip of the Week as well. So that's after this. Welcome back to Lab Rats. Well, I know that we didn't really demonstrate how Google Voice is actually really great. It wasn't particularly effective, but Andrew Moore-Crispin apparently has done this series on Butterscotch tutorials. It actually shows you how it really works. So we're going to go and look at that now, and so let's take a look at that clip when we come back. Picture time after that.
Welcome on deck. I'm Matt Harris.
Hi, I'm Jay Goldman.
Welcome to the A-List. Hi, welcome to Miss Download.
Put your phone into voice control mode. Tap the microphone in the search bar to enter voice command mode. Say any word and you'll begin a web search. For example, butterscotch. A search page appears with your results. Say call followed by a contact name and which number you'd like to call. For example, call Matt Harris, mobile. Names are a little more difficult for voice command to pick out. Speak slowly and be prepared to intervene.
Welcome back. So if you want to see the entire episode of that Butterscotch tutorial, you can zip on over to the URL on your screen right here, and you can watch it in its entirety, on its Google Voice glorious entirety.
Yes. Much better than we did with your phone right here.
So sad.
Yes.
Now, picture time.
Yes, picture time.
Pretty good.
All right.
You have Nutella all over your sou'wester.
Yeah, I know. Somebody threw it at me. Such is life on the set of Lab Rats.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we have a grab of iPad, speaking of devices with mobile keyboards.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from our friend Andre, who lives in Brisbane in Australia. And Andre is 12, and this is his iPad. So you can see some of the interests of Andre and 12-year-olds, like Zombie Farm.
Zombie Farm. Does he say what his favorite is?
He didn't, I don't think.
Does he ever call us on Skype? No.
No.
No, doesn't. What's that about, Andre? You're in Australia, we want to talk to you, and no, you don't call us.
What's your Skype handle?
I'm not telling.
There we go.
No, I say I'm not telling. I am NOTTELLING.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay, so
there you go.
Next up,
Cat.
from Illinois, our friend Guillermo, and sent a picture of his cat, Kevin.
Should we get that right? Sure, it's not from Kevin, it's cat Guillermo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It's kind of funny because you don't expect a cat to be named Kevin.
I love cats that have, or animals that have like human names. I've always wanted a dog called Howard.
Yeah, I knew. I told you I had a cat named Thomas once, right?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Or did probably, and I forgot.
Yeah, Thomas Quincy.
Thomas Quincy was your cat.
Thomas Quincy
Did you call
Pussycat.
him Tom for short? Was he a tomcat?
No, he was a Siamese.
That doesn't work.
He was male.
Yeah, I suppose. There you go. Did you say, "Hey, Thomas, come here," and he would show up?
Yeah, we never shortened it to Tom. It was always Thomas.
Thomas.
So
Thomas
there you
the
go.
cat.
And this cat, Kevin.
Kevin the cat.
That's a great cat.
It is a great cat name.
It's unexpected, which is why it's great.
That's right, exactly. You know when you call the vet and they, they say, oh, or they call you and say, oh, your cat, and they use the first name and then your last name,
Yeah.
like Biff Walker. Biff Walker's here. I think it's hilarious.
Yes.
What's Guillermo's last name? Do we know?
Don't know.
No. But it's like, it sounds like a human, like the vet.
Yes.
Kevin's available. Kevin's finished his treatment.
Yes.
It's great. I love it.
Biff is a actual human name as well.
True. It's a nickname anyway.
Yes.
That's it.
Thank you for sending that along, Guillermo.
And Kevin.
And Kevin. Thank you, Kevin, for allowing your picture to be sent.
So funny. Well, another episode of Lab Rats. Now, don't forget, of course, we're counting down to our 300th episode, and then we're going dark. Lab Rats has run its course, and we're very sad about that, but we are doing other cool, fun projects coming up beyond Lab Rats. But we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email with your picture or your favorite clip or, some sort of, thing about Sean's hair through the 300 episodes or whatever it is you want to say, and we'll feature your comments on our final episode, episode 300, which is coming up in about 6 or 7 or 800.
A few episodes, yeah.
Less than 10 episodes. There we go. So if you'd like to email your comments, pictures, questions, you can send them to.
I have a cat named Randall at labrats.tv.
That's a good name for a cat.
Randall.
Randall.
Why not?
Tony and Randall.
Or Denise.
Denise the cat? That'd be good. I have a name. Does that work? I have a cat named Denise at labrats.tv.
I'll make sure that it works as well.
Okay, you want to set that up?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you can't spell that, you can also email us at
feedback@labrats.tv.
There you go. All right. Well, that's it for another episode of Lab Rats, another food demo. Hope you enjoyed it. It's a very affordable demo. So if you want to do this at home, here's the amount it costs right here on the screen. For receipts, you can use your paper route money to pay for groceries to do that. Not very expensive at all.
Yes.
And if you borrow your mother's utensils, it's even cheaper. Basically, you need a bucket of Nutella and a little brother.
I think if most kids had been trying to do this demo at home, their parents would be calling a professional.
Likely. The fact that we do it and we actually get paid for it is a bit of a crime as well, I think.
A little bit.
Right. Well, thank you for downloading us or pushing play this week. We really appreciate it. You know, it'd be foolish for us to be here playing with Nutella if you're around there going, how do those slide keyboards work? My name's Andy Walker.
I'm John Carruthers.
We'll see you next time. Oh, yeah.